A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 26th celebration of the Science Oscars of South Africa, the National Science and Technology Forum Awards hosted in partnership with co-branding sponsor South32. I'm Gillian Arendse, based at NRF Vitemba Labs here in Cape Town, and hosting with me this evening is well-known SABC presenter Zai Khan in Johannesburg. Although Zai spent almost her entire career in TV and radio broadcasting, she has a passion for science and technology. She's an award-winning mathematics speaker and has worked for years in the innovation technology space at DSTV. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the stage in Johannesburg, the one, the only, Zai Khan.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Yes, I did win a mathematics award, which just goes to show that even a sports presenter can occasionally count from 1 to 10. On that note, thank you, Dr. Gillian. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Celebrating with us tonight at the Johannesburg venue, we have the Honorable Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Blade Nzimande. With Dr. Nzimande is Ms. Nomalungelo Gina, the Deputy Minister, as well as the Acting Director General of the Department of Science and Innovation, Mr. Dan du Toit.
And supporting our minister tonight from the Cape Town venue and representing our long-standing platinum sponsor, we have Dr. Mboneni Muefe, the Deputy Director General, Socio-Economic Innovation Partnerships at the Department of Science and Innovation. But first, let me introduce you to the host of this event, the National Science and Technology Forum, or in short, the NSTF. The NSTF is the largest national non-profit stakeholder body for all science, engineering, technology and innovation organizations in South Africa. In existence since 1995, the NSTF has been an independent voice promoting science and innovation through collaborative effort for 29 years.
Well, tonight, the NSTF is recognizing for the 26th time. I don't know in quantum physics what that translates to in human years, but it feels like light years that we've been together, but we haven't not progressed. Progression happens, and we have outstanding contributions from the award finalists. So for the 4th time, this celebration is held in 2 cities at the same time and via live broadcast to our online community on the NSTF YouTube channel. Let us give our online audience a warm welcome.
The NSTF's theme for this year is the 4th Industrial Revolution in South Africa. The awards tonight will recognize this theme by making a special award for an outstanding contribution related to the theme. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you now the theme video, the 4th Industrial Revolution in South Africa.
Throughout history, humans have always sought to explore the unknown, to push the boundaries of what we know.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
from crossing vast oceans to reaching the skies, and ultimately to landing on the moon, our spirit of exploration has known no bounds. Today, our new frontier is the Fourth Industrial Revolution, or the 4IR, a realm of infinite possibilities. The 4IR is not just about the tools, but a new dimension of discovery. It is transforming how we understand and interact with our world. It is a new chapter in human development, enabled by extraordinary technological advances commensurate with those of the first, second, and third industrial revolutions. Just as landing on the moon was a giant leap for mankind, so too are the strides we are making with 4IR technologies, which merge the physical, digital, and biological worlds. From self-learning algorithms that mimic human thought to AI systems that enhance our creativity, the achievements in 4IR are as monumental as our greatest explorations. These pioneers, like the explorers of old, are charting new territories. They are the bold visionaries pushing the limits of innovation and discovery. They are our modern-day explorers, leading us into a future where AI and human ingenuity combine to create a better world. Join us as we honor those who lead us into the future, exploring the vast potential of the 4IR.
So there you have it, our theme for 2024. I don't know whether it's exciting or whether it's scary, because I'm still using a cell phone that doesn't have WhatsApp on it. But that is just me. From South Africa's mother city in Cape Town, it's now my privilege to call to the stage the chairperson of the NSTF, Professor Jeffrey Mpatlele. Prof. Mpatlele is the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Research and Innovation at the Northwest University. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, put your hands together for Prof. Jeffrey, not in Cape Town, but in Johannesburg.
Thank you. Thank you, Masters of Ceremonies. Should I say dazzling and hilarious Masters of Ceremonies. Ms. Zaikan and Dr. Gillian Arendse. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I trust you feel great this evening. Are you feeling great? But it doesn't sound like. Do you feel great? Thank you. For me, I feel extremely honored and absolutely delighted to welcome you all to this year's NSTF-South32 Awards Gala events. My profound gratitude to the dignitaries and honored guests, our Honorable Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Bongi Ngosi, Blade Nzimande, who is the official patron of the awards. Our Honorable Deputy Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Ms. Nomalungelo Gina. Acting Director General of Department of Science and Innovation, DSI, Mr. Dan Dudoy. Deputy Director General of DSI, Dr. Mboneni Mufe. Former Director General of DSI, Dr. Phil Mjwaha and his family, Your Excellency Minister Councillor Shen Long from the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, the leadership of South32, represented by Ms. Nolene Dube, the Senior Manager External Affairs for Africa, As you know, South32 is the co-branding sponsor and partner for this splendid occasion for the 9th year in succession. Heads, deputy heads, and representatives of various universities, science councils, public and private entities, eminent personalities in our midst, fellow NSTF Executive Committee members, our finalists, and the Brilliance Program students who are our VIPs tonight, sponsors, media houses, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the NSTF is hugely privileged to welcome and host you this evening. These national awards enjoy strong support of the Department of Science and Innovation, with the Honorable Minister as the official patron. The NSTF is utterly grateful for this incredible support since the inception of the awards in 1998. The NSTF is the largest stakeholder network of its kind, as you already heard, a network that is often interconnected and interdependent. It is a home of more than 130 organizations and professional societies from the private and public sectors, which are in science, engineering, technology, and innovation. What you may not know is that the NSTF brand and network continue to expand in an astonishing manner. In 2023, we welcomed 2 new award categories: the NSTF SAMRC Clinician Scientist Award, sponsored by the South African Medical Research Council, and the Green Economy Award, sponsored by the Technology Innovation Agency. This year, we welcome yet another new category, Science Diplomacy for Africa Award, sponsored by no one other than DSI, in partnership with the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, through their Science Diplomacy Capital for Africa initiative. This is not all. I am pleased to announce that the NSTF has been bestowed with the opportunity to assist DSI with the nominations for the National Order Awards. The National Orders are the highest honors bestowed each year to top achievers who have made significant contributions to the country in various fields, including science, arts, politics, and community service. As you know, the President of the Republic of South Africa is the grand patron of the National Order Awards. So I truly feel privileged to be part of the NSTF family. The positive impact and outstanding accomplishments of these awards deserve a special acknowledgement. Allow me to highlight just a few. The awards honor outstanding contributions by individual scholars, teams, and organizations who are dedicated to making South Africa a competitive global player in the fields of STEM. Since pioneered in 1998, the awards have earned a unique position of being the most prestigious and sought-after awards. The awards have now earned a special place on the continent and are widely recognized as the Science Oscars of South Africa. The NSTF Awards are the first science awards in South Africa, started with just 2 award categories in 1998, but today we have 15 categories. In 1998, we had just 54 nominees. This year, we have a record number of 217 nominees. The NSTF is also the NSTF is acutely alive to the role these awards play in addressing national imperatives, such as inclusivity and diversity. This is attested by the profiles of our nominees, finalists, and winners. Perhaps most impressive is that the awards are not just a recognition of talent, but go a long way to advocate for a thriving world-class science system and scholars in various sectors, both in public and private. Crucially, the awards ceremony is a platform to inspire the youth, especially in the Brilliance program, to become the next generation of leaders, professionals, scientists, and innovators in the fields of STEM. The Brilliance program has been running unbeaten for an amazing 23 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you would agree with me that all of this is for the good. That said, we also know that the playing field is not leveled. This means that there is still a lot that can and must be done. My view is that the future is bright and exciting if we approach it with open minds. To our finalists and winners, you have been selected on merit. Your recognition tonight is not about a race. It is about celebrating your perseverance, dedication, and tenacity. As eloquently intimated by Mr. Nelson Mandela, a winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Warm congratulations for your splendid achievements, and do enjoy this proud moment of glory. Let's give them a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the NSTF will not be able to achieve its strategic objectives without support from stakeholders and sponsors. In this regard, I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to the generous and sustained support of our esteemed stakeholders and sponsors. Our NSTF Executive Director, Yancy Niehaus, will provide further details of sponsors later in her vote of thanks. I also wish to applaud astute leadership of the NSTF Executive Committee, who continue to serve with pride and dignity to ensure that NSTF remains a trusted partner. We are thankful to the commitment of adjudication panel and the review panel of experts. I just want to say to the members of the panels, continue to demonstrate that it is possible to find a common ground even when there are deep differences of opinion. Last but by no means the least, my heart goes out to Yancy Niehaus and the entire NSTF team. I'm sure those who work closely with Yancy would agree her calm character, despite facing difficult circumstances, is truly remarkable and inspiring. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to sit back, but do not relax. Buckle up and prepare to be pleasantly surprised. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you so much there, Professor Mpatlele. Truer words never spoken about the director of the NSTF, Yancy Niehaus. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the team. And I love the fact that the NSTF Awards is expanding with national orders, and it looks like our scientists are going to be needing more cabinet space for their trophies. Not something I would say about our Proteus team, but they were close. They were close. Okay, moving right along, there's someone very special from the founding stages of the NSTF, whom we want to especially recognize tonight and pay tribute to his extraordinary service. He's been a beacon of excellence, and especially when it comes to the NSTF Awards and the Executive Committee for almost 3 decades. This is none other than the head adjudicator and chairperson of the adjudication panel, Mr. Dennis Hunt. Now, for this occasion, I call on Mr. Hunt and Dr. Mpho Lekhwati, the Vice Chair of the NSTF, on stage here in Johannesburg.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Good evening to the Honorable Minister of the Department of Science and Innovation, Dr. Blade Nzimande, the Deputy Minister, and the government representatives, the leadership and representatives of various organizations in the NSTF, and the esteemed guests, all protocol observed. Today, it gives me pleasure to stand before you as we pay tribute to one of the longest serving and a dedicated member of the NSTF family. There's no better way to speak of his achievements than to relate a story of his career and how he came to be with the NSTF. A short biography to honor our outgoing head adjudicator of the NSTF Awards, Mr. Dennis Hunt, is as follows. He matriculated from Pretoria Boys High in 1956, and because of his hard work, he obtained an ESCOM bursary. This allowed him to attend the University of Witwatersrand, graduating with a BSc engineering degree in 1960. And later, in 1971, he obtained a graduate diploma in engineering. He began to work for ESCOM and worked his way through the ranks of engineer, senior engineer, and principal engineer responsible for power station electrical engineering, including design. Later on, he would become power station electrical engineering manager. His hard work and attention to detail would then lead him to move to a technology standardization division of ESCOM, where he worked on a joint venture project between ESCOM, the then Department of Trade and Industry, and various user groups to develop common purchasing specifications in an effort to promote standardization in South Africa. The project published some 100 specifications and provided the foundation for electricity supply and industry technology development. He retired from ESCOM in 1999. Outside of ESCOM, Mr. Dennis Hunt assumed various roles. He is a fellow of the South African Institute of Electrical Engineering and a registered professional engineer in South Africa. He has served on the council of the Witwatersrand Technikon and is probably known in more of the public sphere as a city councillor for Ward 106 Johannesburg since the year 2000. Now, going back to 1992, he was appointed a chairman of the South African Chamber of Business Technology Committee. It is in this capacity that he became involved in the National Science and Technology Forum at its inception in 1995. He was instrumental in the establishment of the awards in 1998. This included crafting of the wording of questions for the nomination forms and wording categories and criteria as the awards expanded year by year. Dennis Hunt is a veteran on the Executive Committee of the National Science and Technology Forum and continues to make a substantial contribution to the organization as a whole, including the NSTF Awards as the chairperson and head adjudicator of the NSTF adjudication panel. His service to the NSTF has been largely on voluntary basis. Mr. Dennis Hunt, your unwavering commitment to the pursuit of knowledge is recognized. Your deep insights, long experience, and gentle guidance have enriched us all. You are our beacon, illuminating the path towards excellence. Thank you for your loyalty, unwavering service, and an enduring legacy. On behalf of the NSTF, we extend our heartfelt gratitude. Please accept our token of appreciation, a mere echo of the profound impact you have made. Thank you.
Colleagues, Minister Nzimande, Deputy Minister Gina, Acting DG Dutoy, Chair of the NSTF, Professor Jeffrey Mpushlele, ED of the NSTF, Ms. Jansi Niehaus, Chief Operations Officer in Cape Town, Vilna Ekstian, VIPs and guests. It's very tempting to reminisce about the beginnings of the awards and the strange things that have happened over the years. However, I think that would be time-consuming and not very productive, maybe in some other occasion and venue or facility. I really need to focus on my thanks. I need to thank the NSTF, its officials over the years, and Jansi, Vilna, and Jeffrey in particular from the present for all your support and assistance, and for the privilege of being able to have done this job, and for this wonderful gift. Thanks are also due to the sponsors and their representatives. In particular, if I might single out our friends at Eskom. It's a long time that they've been a sponsor, and they have made this work possible. Thanks are also due to the members of the adjudication panels over the years, far too many to single out anyone in particular. I also must thank Professor Gillian Drennan for agreeing to take over from me, which has made it possible for me to step down. Finally, I must thank Sheila, my wife, who also worked tirelessly over the years typing up my scribbles. Thank you.
From Cape Town as well, thank you very much, Dennis. Well done. I must say I stopped listening when they got to you matriculated in 1957. I remember the year 1957. That is the exact time when South Africa started preparing for my birth, which was only in the 70s. But that's more or less what happened there. So now all the glitz and all the glamour and the prestige of the NSTF Awards have been made possible by co-branding sponsor and long-standing partner South32. Please welcome to the stage in Johannesburg, Ms. Nolene Dube, Senior Manager, External Affairs, Africa at South32.
Thank you, Program Director, for the introduction. Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Nzimande, Deputy Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Ms. Gina, Minister Kan Shen and Mr. Wei from the Chinese Embassy, Acting Director General of the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation, Mr. Dutoy, Chairperson of the NSTF, Professor Mpushlele, Executive Director of the NSTF, Ms. Niehaus, esteemed award nominees, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. On behalf of South32, it is my great pleasure to address you tonight. And for those who may not be familiar with South32, we are a globally diversified mining and metals company. we have long-standing and substantial interest in Southern Africa, which include our Hillside Aluminium Smelter, located in Richards Bay in KwaZulu-Natal, our Hotazel Manganese Mines, located in the Kalahari Basin in the Northern Cape, and our Mozal Smelter in Maputo in Mozambique. The theme of this year's awards, the Fourth Industrial Revolution in South Africa, is particularly relevant for us as a sector. As a mining and minerals company with global production facilities, we need to ensure that our operations are in sync with the modern business environment and can respond appropriately to the requirements of digital transformation and its application. A recent report on the state of digital transformation in the mining industry, published by the Minerals Council, reflected that technology is being applied where it has the greatest measurable benefit. However, the industry is still defining value when it comes to digital transformation. Though the value of digital transformation is seen to be in the ability to make better decisions, the report noted that digital transformation is helping miners to move away from historic, siloed ways of working to changing the way people think and empowering people to be successful together. At South32, our strategy speaks directly to unlocking the full value of our business by integrating our people, innovation, projects, and technology into the various disciplines within our organization. We support the efforts made by today's professionals and industries that directly impact the future world. Science, engineering, technology, and innovation are the leading imperatives of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. We are proud to be a sponsor to institutions such as the National Science and Technology Forum. And we, like the NSTF, are committed to nurturing today's skills and innovation for tomorrow's success. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is not only about rewarding hard work and the dedication to the SET and innovation. It is also about recognizing the importance of the public and private sectors working together to ensure we come up with the best and well-rounded solutions for the advancement of all. The NSTF's efforts to promote engagement between government and civil society on strategic socio-economic and sustainable development planning have been commendable, and they extend a number of government departments, including the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation, which indeed was instrumental in the founding of the NSTF, the Department of Mineral and Petroleum Resources, the DMPR, the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, DTIC, and many others. Recently, and in support of the government's effort, the NSTF once again hosted the annual Energy Crisis Discussion Forum, where they facilitated robust discussions and presentations about the ongoing energy crisis and how we can work with the public sector to mitigate its impact in our industry, our country's economy, our social well-being, as well as our overall development. Thank you. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are also taking the opportunity to recommit to supporting promising players in SET in tandem with developing an inclusive and innovative workforce to attract and retain talented people who reflect the communities in which we operate. At South32, these are not just words, as we set measurable objectives to monitor and shape our culture and workforce across our global locations. We are conscious that performance and innovation are directly related to our diverse workforce and inclusive culture. Lastly, we must collectively recognize that our economies and progress against the UN Sustainable Development Goals are largely dependent on healthy, functioning ecosystems and the availability of natural resources, which are currently under threat. Businesses that integrate environment, social, and governance principles, practices, and strategies, including technological and innovation advancements, are likely to be those that will thrive in the Fourth Industrial Revolution. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us congratulate the successful nominees and award winners. Your dedication, hard work, and commitment are an affirmation that we are yet to discover and know more. South Africa needs more people like you, and we owe it to you to create more opportunities for learning, skills development, and experience. Exposure will not only benefit you, but will also put you on the map with other industry players, ensuring collaboration and the positive exchange of ideas. Thank you all for being here and for your contributions, and good luck to all the nominees tonight.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dube. I get to sit with your lovely team, the South32 team here at this table 19. I take it there'll be no mining for compliments from you guys. There's a shake of the head. All right, I just tell you what, it's also exciting that tonight we have a special acknowledgement, and that's to Mrs. Nzimande, the wife of our Minister, Blade Nzimande. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause to the better half, as they say. Right, time now to introduce you to the NSTF's Brilliance Program that recognizes the top achievers in mathematics and science. NSTF, together with the Department of Science and Innovation and the South African Council for National Scientific Professions as the sponsors, they took the students on a 3-day tour this week. Before we continue with the recognition of the students of the Brilliance Program, let's enjoy this video of the 2024 tour of the science-related facilities that took place in the Western Cape.
There's clearly some science infrastructure that I need to go and visit as well. I don't know if you picked up that after every visit there was a meal. So it seems as if science makes you hungry. So the National Science and Technology Forum is committed to inspire the youth of South Africa, and that is exactly what the NSTF Brilliance Program has done and has been doing for the past 22 years. So let's welcome to both stages in Johannesburg and Cape Town our group of brilliant students that are with us this evening, together with Ms. Jansi Niehaus, the Executive Director of the NSTF in Johannesburg, to tell us more about the brilliance of these students. So let's welcome them to the stage in Cape Town and Johannesburg.
Right, where are the students? You realize that's your cue to stop eating your wonderful chocolate dessert and come up to the stage, please, students. Minister Nzimande and Mrs. Nzimande, Deputy Minister Gina, outgoing DG, Dr. Philip Ndwaga, specially invited guests, Councillor Shen, awards finalists, ladies and gentlemen, and students. Some of the students, as you'll realize, are here with us in Johannesburg, and some are in Cape Town. And as you saw, the students and I learned an enormous amount on this tour of facilities in the Western Cape. It was very exciting, and I don't know how we can say what, but basically all of our heads are full of knowledge that wasn't there before. The future of our country depends on young people who have a passion for science. And there are many talents that we need, but we also depend on some of our incredibly talented young people taking and passing the STEM subjects, that is, science, technology, engineering, and mathematical subjects. Leadership for the future depends on young people who have integrity, who are willing to work hard, and on at least some of them being excellent in the STEM subjects. And that is why we have the Brilliance Program. These are the students who have all of those qualities. I think it's fair to say that the future of South Africa depends on scientific and technological knowledge. The energy crisis, the crises in health, education, and the environment cannot be adequately addressed without people who are equipped with the right skills. We need people who have a passion for solving the major challenges we are facing and who make a choice for such critically important study courses and careers. That is why the Brilliance Program is so important. We recognize top maths and science matriculants once they are registered for relevant courses at university. Now, you'll say to me that I've left out some students on this stage who have terribly important skills, and you would be right. We need those students who are excelling in social sciences and humanities too. We need students with excellent vocational skills in all fields. But tonight, the NSTF is celebrating bright young people in the sciences, medicine, and engineering. These are the skills that are among the most difficult to train and where the generational backlog is the hardest to catch up. These are the fields where we need to see transformation, growth in terms of numbers, and investment in their futures. All the students are selected for their high marks in matric for physical science and mathematics. All of them had averages of science and maths of 90% and more. They are the top achievers from the matric class of 2023, selected from all over the country, from every province. At least one boy and one girl from each province are selected as the very top achievers if they chose to study STEM-related courses at university, and most of them have. This year, we selected 2 additional students because the same top marks were achieved by the girls in 2 of the provinces, namely in Mpumalanga and Gauteng. The average mark that these students attained in the National Senior Certificate exams was 98% for science and maths. The students are here for that reason, and that's why we are wining and dining them and have been celebrating them through the tour. These are the only criteria for this program: achieving the top marks in maths and science, their choice of studies, coming from public schools, and then gender and province. 9 of the students happen to be doing medicine. 6 are doing engineering, and 5 are studying in other science-related qualifications. 7 students happen to be studying at the University of Cape Town, 5 at Stellenbosch, so 60% happen to be studying in the Western Cape. 2 are at Wits, 2 at University of Johannesburg, and 1 each at Pretoria, Sefako Magatu, UKZN, and Free State universities. The public schools from which the students happen to come are spread among the 5 quintiles. Quintiles are the 5 categories that the Department of Basic Education uses to indicate the level of a school's resources. So the poorest resourced is quintile 1, and the best resourced is quintile 5. The students who come from the lower quintile schools, from quintiles 1, 2, and 3, happen to comprise 60% of the group, while those from quintile 5 schools are only 35% of this group. All but 2 of the students also took life sciences, biology, for matric, and did extremely well in that subject too, their average marks being 93%. The Department of Science and Innovation and the South African Council for Natural Scientific Professions are sponsoring the Brilliance program this year. The department also provides funding for the awarding of some partial bursaries for selected students in need. Our sincere thanks to our sponsors for acknowledging the achievements of these remarkably talented students. And with that, could I please ask the SACNASP CEO to come forward and to be on the picture with the students, and a representative from the Department of Science and Innovation. Oh, I can't ask Dr. Mduaga, that is a pity. Madam Deputy Minister, would you like to come forward and be honored with the brilliant students? I would appreciate that. Wonderful. Thank you very much. And to the students here and in Cape Town, this is our new Deputy Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation. Students, the NSTF recognizes the hard work and perseverance that was demanded of you in matric, and the strength of character that you needed to persist and be among the top achievers. May you all be successful in your studies and go from strength to strength. Please congratulate the brilliant students of 2024. Now we have another exciting announcement, and that is that 3 of these students are going to the UK later this month to attend the London International Youth Science Forum, courtesy of the Department of Science and Innovation again, and the City of London. Mr. Richard Myhild, Director of the London International Youth Science Forum, is in the audience in Cape Town, together with Professor Kelly Chibali of the UCT, who is part of the LIYSF program this year. Professor Kelly Chibali is also a previous award winner of the NSTF Awards. The London International Youth Science Forum is being held from the 24th of July to the 7th of August at Imperial College in London. The 15-day program welcomes about 500 of the best young science students from over 80 countries. To qualify for the program, students must be between 16 and 21 years of age and be passionate about science. The program includes 10 main lecture demonstrations, visits to the best UK university departments, laboratories, and research centres, and 4 specialist lecture sessions from a choice of 32 lectures across a wide range of STEM subjects, such as artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, engineering, robotics, biology, medicine, chemistry, physics, maths, and astrophysics. It was terribly difficult to choose the students because ideally we wanted to provide all 20 students with this amazing experience. Not only are all these students super smart, but many of them have a way with words. A number of them also see the bigger picture and how their study fields relate to the problems that the world is facing. But there was only enough funding for 3, who were selected through an individual interview process. In the end, the winners of the London trip are Faith Nonkazimulo Ndlovu, studying medicine at the University of Pretoria, who matriculated at Kutsalani Secondary School in Mpumalanga. Yes, here she is in the smart green suit. Ms. Romana Suleiman, studying medicine at the University of the Witwatersrand, who matriculated at Lenasia Secondary School in Gauteng. There's Ms. Suleiman. And Mr. Rialivuwa Kaku, studying computer science and computer engineering at the University of Cape Town, who matriculated at Tengwe Secondary School in Limpopo. We will now listen to some students address the audience. There are 4 of them, and the first one is here with us in Johannesburg, and then we will cross to Cape Town for the other 3. Firstly, Kamugelu Katlegu Neo Mosikile, who hails from the Free State and who is studying computer science, data science, and statistics at the University of Cape Town. Kamugelu matriculated from the I said it well this afternoon. No, I can't. From Selelekela Senior Secondary School, which is a quintile 3 school, with 100% for both maths and science.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you are well. My name is Musikiri Kamhelo, and I'm all the way from Tabong, Tabanatswana, in Kapa Free State. Yes. Yep, and I'm also studying the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Statistics, and Data Science at the University of Cape Town. And today, I want to leave you with a very short but powerful message that really that hard work and dedication lead to success. So along my journey, I came across some challenges, but I didn't let them drag me down, but rather I saw them as opportunities to grow and learn. And also, overcoming the obstacles, those sleepless nights, they just brought me closer and closer to success. So, in simple terms, it just means you need to keep on having that unwavering commitment and dedication and always stay focused on your goals and never ever give up. And eventually you will get where you are going. You will achieve greatness. Yep, and my last words to you are, your future is in your hands, and you have the ability to make sure that it is extraordinary. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, Kamogelo. There you have it. Sleepless nights prepared him to study throughout the night. So here in Cape Town, we have 3 students. They say the number 1 fear in life is public speaking. Number 2 is death. And number 3 is dying while you are public speaking. So let's see how they do. I'm going to invite to the podium our first student, Nina Venter.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nina Venter. I grew up in Nelspruit in Mpumalanga, and I attended Hoërskool Nelspruit there. I'm currently studying molecular biology and biotechnology at Stellenbosch University. When I was in grade 11 and 12, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I was advised to do medicine based on my good high school results. I knew it's a very secure profession to pursue, and a while later I visited a virologist. And that was when my eyes went open to see a wide world of science, an endless universe of opportunities, many of which I didn't know about, and even more of which I will never know about in my lifetime. I felt quite overwhelmed when I realized how many options there were. Then I decided to turn down the offer to study medicine and instead do a BSc degree, in order to expand my horizon of knowledge in science and to get exposure to a wide variety of possible careers in science. That has got to be the thing I love the most about science. It isn't a set path along which my life will follow, but rather a voyage through the unknown that I can explore and take different routes and carve out my own path. According to Professor Jonathan Jansen, curiosity is a key aspect of becoming a great scientist. I am beyond curious. In fact, I am dying to discover this wide world of science and to see where my degree can take me. I'm just an average girl from an average background, and I want to thank the NSTF for investing in me, believing in me, and inspiring me to be brilliant. Thank you for feeding the flame of curiosity within me and supporting me in my future of science. Thank you.
Thank you, Nina. There you have it. Just an average girl asking you to teach her some science. Next up is Melissa Miller.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Melissa Miller, and I'm currently studying mechatronic engineering at the University of Stellenbosch. My journey into this field began with my passion for maths and science. I've always been fascinated by how one can integrate these fields to create innovative solutions that push the boundaries of what we once thought possible. Choosing mechatronic engineering was a natural fit for me because it represents the perfect blend of mechanical, electronic, and computer engineering. This interdisciplinary approach to problem solving will equip me with the skills to tackle complex problems from multiple angles. Looking ahead, I'm interested in pursuing a postgraduate degree in biomedical engineering. This field intrigues me because it directly aligns with my desire to make a meaningful difference in the lives of others. I am particularly interested in developing affordable and equitable medical devices that will serve communities that are so often overlooked. I envision a future where technology bridges gaps in healthcare, making essential treatments and diagnostic tools accessible to all. By combining my background in mechatronic engineering with advanced studies in biomedical engineering, I aim to contribute to the creation of innovative solutions that can improve the quality of life of many. And with that, I would just like to thank the NSTF for an amazing week that exposed all of us to a lot of different fields of science. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. And last but not least, he's on his way to the UK, but he stopped in Cape Town. Here he is, Ria Livua Kaku.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You know, as the old saying goes, we save the best for last. So I would like to tell everyone that my actual name is Riariwaka. I know it's a bit difficult to pronounce, but yeah, I understand. So people just end up calling me Ria. Yeah, I think that's more convenient for everyone. Currently, I'm pursuing a BSc degree in computer science and computer engineering at the University of Cape Town, which is just around the corner. And it promises to be a very interesting few years for me, and I'm really looking forward to them. Now, I would like to thank the NSTF for hosting us this past week. It has been really interesting, fun. I also made a lot of friends along the way, and I think I'll keep this in my heart for the rest of my life. And also, it has really motivated me to keep working hard towards my degree and also towards my professional career in AI, hopefully. And I would also like to, congratulate everyone, the award winners tonight, and I wish everyone a prosperous year and also good luck with all your endeavors. Thank you.
Well done. Let's give another round of applause to all our brilliant students. So we congratulate you. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your commitment. Of course, the beautiful thing of this evening is that everything that you said tonight is recorded. That means you have a record to hold yourself accountable. If in a number of years you do not deliver on what you said you would, I will be the first one to remind you of this evening. So well done again, and congratulations to the class of 2023. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your commitment, and thank you for choosing science on this exciting journey of yours.
Wow, I have to agree. What an impressive group of young scientists, and I think with such talent. I wouldn't be surprised if our next groundbreaking discovery comes from one of them. Just remember to name that element after your favorite sports presenter, Zai Khan. Putting it out there, just so you know. So last year, on the occasion of the 25th anniversary of the NSTF Awards, Dr. Philemon Mjwaha, the former Director General of the Department of Science and Innovation, received the second NSTF Ukhozi Award for his outstanding contribution to the national system of innovation in South Africa. So tonight, NSTF is dedicating this segment of the program to honoring Dr. Mjwaha's invaluable contributions as reflected in this video. An inspiring video indeed. Makes you want to dust off your chemistry set, I know. So let's welcome now Professor Jeffrey Mpahlele on stage here in Johannesburg to give thanks to Dr. Mjwaha on behalf of the NSTF and the esteemed science community.
Thank you once again, Master of Ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, the tribute video is testament to exceptional contributions of Dr. Phil Mjwaha during his tenure as the DG of DSI. Dr. Phil, allow me to call you Dr. Phil. Tonight, the broader SET community takes enormous pride in celebrating your unselfish service to society. We just want to say South Africa is truly fortunate to have a leader of your caliber and stature. It was through your strategic foresight, guidance, and efforts that South Africa was able to launch sound policies to foster and support science and innovation, invest in world-class research infrastructure, attract and build prestigious international partnerships at unprecedented scale. It would be difficult to summarize your achievements over the course of your tenure in a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, these are some of outstanding achievements of Dr. Phil. And I must emphasize, these achievements are only focusing on the 6th administration. They include the inaugural presidential plenary on science, technology, and innovation held in 2023, the societal grand challenges which were identified as climate change, the future of education, skills, and work, and the future of society. The STI Decadal Plan adopted by Cabinet in November 2022, the 2019 White Paper on STI, the Interministerial Committee meetings on STI, attended by STI intensive and line function government departments and the relevant clusters, bursaries which supported about 26,500 masters and doctoral students during the period 2019 to 2024. The National Policy Data Observatory, established to provide scientific analysis that informs government-wide economic recovery interventions and policy responses after the pandemic. The establishment of the Hydrogen Society roadmap to unlock new energy sources and facilitate a transition to a carbon neutral economy, as well as the Hydrogen Valley program. The circular economy to modernize and introduce new sources of growth in agriculture, mining, and manufacturing sector. The Innovation Fund to create and grow high-tech SMMEs by de-risking early-stage SMME creation. As you have just seen on the video, the famous square kilometer array that has contributed to building a capable state and growing SMMEs. As you know, the benefits of this scientific infrastructure mega project are enormous to enumerate. The project has attracted international investment, created opportunities, and increased GDP. Significant strides attained in space science and technology, and the South African National Space Agency, leading to the development of South Africa's space and Earth observation capabilities, including rocket launching capabilities and provision of space weather information to the international aviation sector. The vaccine manufacturing to increase the manufacturing capacity and capability in Africa from 1 to 60% by 2040. In this regard, Technology transfer partnerships supported by the World Health Organizations were established to facilitate vaccine manufacturing and boost the country's manufacturing sector. This included strong support of development of a local messenger RNA vaccine technology transfer hub to diversify vaccine manufacturing and accelerate production in Africa. These are just some of splendid accomplishments of Dr. Phil. The list is by no means exhaustive. Dr. Phil, we wish you nothing but the best in your next phase of life. We trust you shall continue to excel in pursuit of new endeavors and continue to be the leading light in everything you do. We also hope you will find time to slow down and thoroughly enjoy what we truly wish for you. That is, stress-free golden days. This is also a moment to appreciate those who stood beside you through thick and thin, providing unconditional support throughout your journey. These are your family, friends, and colleagues. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with huge honor that I present a token of appreciation to Dr. Phil Mjwagha in recognition of his sterling service and astonishing contribution to the broader SET community and our country. And this is in the form of Ukhozi Award, which is NSTF Award.
Good evening, everyone. I was given a very short time to say a few words, so if you don't mind, Minister, Deputy Minister Nzimande, the Chair of NSTF, yourself, Ansi, and everyone else who's here, I'd like to first thank the Minister and all other ministers of science, technology, and innovation before him, who offered me the opportunity to serve the national system of innovation. This was for the period of about 15 years or so. I don't take this opportunity that I was given very lightly, because if it wasn't for the opportunity that you had offered me, I wouldn't be celebrated tonight. So I'm eternally grateful for that. Secondly, I'd like to express my sincere thanks to my predecessors, in particular Rob Adam. I had invited him to join the Cape Town session, and Roger Jardine. And there's a reason why I'm mentioning them, because Hansi, Prof. Mphahlele, if it wasn't for their vision, because they started the Science and Technology Department post-1994, and they came with an idea of having a National Science and Technology Forum. So if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be having the forum. And I think this forum has been grateful in providing a platform for scientists, engineers, technologists, and innovators, with a platform to make significant contribution to the science, technology, and innovation policy-making processes. In the Department of Science and Innovation, we were truly blessed and honored to receive the inputs that you conducted with the rest of the stakeholders in finalizing the white paper and the day cattle plan. So we are eternally grateful, of course, to them and eternally grateful to the forum for providing the science, technology, and innovation community with an opportunity to provide us some ideas on how to take the science, technology, and innovation forward. Minister, you are a Minister for Science and Innovation separated from higher education. And I'm mentioning this because I know we may assume that this is just a separation, but it may mean huge responsibility for yourself as the scientists, engineers, technologists, and innovators, because there is a lot that is expected from you in ensuring that you contribute to the social development of this country. So I was grateful to hear that you will be playing a contribution in nominating for the bigger awards, but I think it's also the recognition of the work that all of you have made that I think this ministry has been created. So let's not lose and miss that opportunity. And lastly, I would like to thank my family. My wife, Nomsa, is here. My son, my two daughters, one abroad and one Bongiwe, who's sitting right at the back, and my daughter-in-law, Makoba. By the way, my minister, she's from Pietermaritzburg. My friends here, they are represented by the Nduna family, Dr. and Professor Nduna, and many others who could not be with me. Their support was very, very important during the time that I was working as a DG. I also have a number of colleagues who I think made my job easier. The advisors, all the advisors in ministries, in particular Derek and Ngaba, and Dr. Msome, that I've worked closely in the finalization of some of the work in vaccine. I've also invited Professor Putingwepe, most of you know him, and the reason why I invited him is one of the people who, when I was early in my PhD and in the policy work, who invited me to his house when I was doing X-ray diffraction work. So I hope he's around there, and that has stayed in my heart. Rob Adam and the rest of the SKA team that you saw here based in Cape Town, and many other colleagues, especially those that have been leading the science system, and I'm eternally grateful to them. And lastly, I would like to thank all the staff of the Department of Science and Innovation, the current and the previous staff, because if it wasn't for them, I would not have done what I have done. And lastly, on a lighter note, Prof, I'm grateful that you decided to have this honor early in the program, because I do love the quality of wine that you have brought to us in the table. Thank you very much.
Right, and from Cape Town, congratulations to Dr. Phil Mjwacha. Right, so I know that you guys are eager to find out who's the who in science, technology, and innovation, but before we get there, he was born, he grew up. He's leaving his better half at the table as he makes his way to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the podium the newly reappointed Minister of Science, Technology, and Innovation, Dr. Blade Nzimande.
Thank you very much. You may be seated. Thank you very much, program directors in Cape Town and here in Johannesburg. I always tell Zai that when I see her in the evening, I really get confused, because she normally wakes me up with sports in the morning on SAFM. Let me start by greeting our brand new Deputy Minister of Science Technology, and Innovation, Ms. Nomalungelo Gina, and say welcome to the STI family. Of course, myself, in a way, I'm new, but I'm returning at the same time. The acting DG of the Department of Science and Innovation, Mr. Dan du Toit, Professor Jeffrey Mphahlele, the chairperson of the SNTF. Let me also greet Dr. Philip Mjwaha and his dear wife, who is the former DG of our Department of Science and Innovation. But I don't know now if I'm going to break protocol, because I'm not so sure whether I'm supposed to say this. If I say it, I will then deal with the consequences. That Dr. Mjwaha has been appointed by the President of the Republic to be our first full-time ambassador extraordinaire for South Africa to UNESCO. The President couldn't have chosen better. We know that it's supposed to be a retirement, but then someone has said, well, it's too early for you to retire. We have to complete this journey by going to represent the government and the country and the entire science community and beyond at UNESCO. Minister Councillor Shen Long of the People's Republic of China, as well as other representatives from the embassy, thanks for being here. Mr. Dennis Hunt, chairperson of the Awards and Adjudication Panel outgoing, and say thank you very much for the role that you have played. Professor Glenda Gray, member of the NSTF Adjudication Panel, and former president and CEO of the South African Medical Research Council. My special advisors, Dr. Swartz is here, officials from my department, and let me also give special greetings to the brilliant program students and say we are very proud of you. Members of the media, my dear wife who is with me here, retired, but still finds time to support me in my job, which sometimes feels a bit unfair. You are in the house with someone who is retired and you are still running around. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it really is an honor and privilege to be speaking to you this evening at this prestigious event, the 2024 NSTF Awards. As you may be aware, this year marks 26 years since the NSTF Awards started. For over 2 decades, the NSTF has maintained the quality of these awards, and for the same period, these awards have been one of the platforms through which South Africa's science story has been told. I want to especially mention the CEO, Jansi Nehaus, specifically for the wonderful role that we have actually played in driving the NSTF. I didn't mention you at the beginning because I wanted to mention you specifically, your role as the CEO. As Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, I therefore wish to commend the NSTF for the role that we have played over these 2 decades in fostering meaningful dialogue among key stakeholders within our national system of innovation on topical science, technology, and innovation matters. Tonight's awards ceremony is particularly impressive. I'm told scientists and professionals will be receiving 17 awards in 15 categories. Tonight is therefore mainly about the special individuals who will be honored here this evening. But I must also take this opportunity to congratulate not only the winners, but also the nominees, because they themselves are role models through the work that they have done, and they've made significant contribution towards using science, technology, innovation to drive transformative change in our country. I must also specially congratulate the young people who are beneficiaries of the NSTF Brilliance Program. As Minister, I've had the opportunity, in fact, of visiting virtually all the places that you went to. And I know what must be going on in your head now in terms of motivation and what our country is doing good work. Since I became Minister of Science some 5 years ago, I've been saying to the department, I'm struck by the amount of work in the STI system that is being done. But I still feel we are not showcasing this work enough as a country. That is why the role played by the NSTF is very important, because without this contribution that we are making, there would even be less knowledge about what we are doing. Therefore, NSTF remains very important. Congratulations again, Dr. Mjwaha, for being recognized by the NSTF. All I can say is that you deserve it. Mr. Dennis Hunt, as having been head of the adjudication panel, we're saying thank you to you, as you have also been very central in the inauguration as well as the continuation of these awards. Of course, the other distinctive feature about this award this year is its theme on focusing on the fourth industrial revolution in South Africa, which is an opportunity also for us to reflect, especially in the roles of digital technologies and their relationship to other aspects of society and life. And there is no doubt that digital solutions have become a major part of everyday life and present us with enormous opportunities for our country to chart a new digital-driven development path. We've also seen how the experiences of other developing countries have demonstrated that digital economy development is an essential national growth strategy. And following this growth strategy has got great rewards. Therefore, your focus also as the NSTF on the fourth industrial revolution technologies is important because it aligns with one of the key focus areas of our 10-year decadal plan for science, technology, and innovation, and to key sectors of our economy such as agriculture, manufacturing, mining, health, energy, and the digital and circular economies. Our decadal plan further enjoins us to address the interconnected societal grand challenges of climate change and environmental sustainability, the future of education, skills, and work, and the future of society. In line with the focus of our decadal plan over the past 5 years or so, we as the Department of Science and Innovation have made a number of targeted investments and interventions in, amongst others, the digital economy. In fact, no economy of any country has a future unless it is anchored in science, technology, and innovation, and particularly including harnessing digital technologies to build the kind of society that we want. For instance, our decadal plan's ICT-based interventions are focused on applications and sector modernization and building foundational capabilities. In this respect, let me just very briefly share with you that our decadal plan has identified 5 domains in which to build foundational digital capabilities. These areas are as follows. It's artificial intelligence, cybernetics, and robotics. Second is virtual, augmented, and mixed reality. Thirdly, it's Internet of Things, networking, and cloud-to-edge computing. Fourthly is cybersecurity and blockchain. And fifthly, it's modeling and simulation. We have already initiated the Foundational Digital Capabilities Research Platform as the vehicle through which these foundational digital capabilities are to be built. There is a lot that I can say in this regard, but I don't want my speech to take the place of the most important things that we've come to do tonight. We also got a center, research, in the area of artificial intelligence, which is an area that is becoming more and more important, with enormous opportunities, but also with very serious threats. You know, I was once an academic. I'm dreading today when students have got now a chance to access AI tools to write an essay in the subject that I was actually teaching, and trying to figure out whether this is their real work or it's been taken from the increasing number of AI platforms, which is other challenges that we have got to deal with. Additionally, currently we also have 6 South African research chairs in ICT, and of these 2 are in the domain of artificial intelligence. We also have blockchain and cybersecurity projects that are at a proof of concept stage. A number of engagements will be conducted with stakeholders and other government departments to take forward this work, and I urge you to continue to join us as the various stakeholders in the STI community in using these platforms and opportunities to take our country forward. In conclusion, gathered here today are some of the key role players and stakeholders in our country's national system of innovation. And I wish to encourage all of you to support the implementation of our country's decadal plan. One of the overarching importance of the NSTF Awards is that they remind us that while we have a number of complex social challenges as a country, we have every reason at the same time to remain optimistic about the future of our country. Yesterday I had the meeting with the first meeting with the Deputy Minister. And I was saying, Minister, one of the challenges that we face as a country in this area of science, technology, and innovation is to deal with fear of science and mathematics that is still so common amongst our young people. I was very touched when I saw these youngsters, and indeed, it says there is no need to fear science and mathematics. We need to work such that it is embraced. You know, when people ask me, what did I do we used to call those content subjects in matric. We were amongst those who were forced to do 3 languages, by the way, under apartheid. And there was absolutely no reason to be forced to do 3 languages unless you wanted to specialize in languages. Yes, that's one of the crimes of apartheid, actually. Then I had to do 3 content subjects those days. So it was a very weird combination for me at that time. I did history, biology, and mathematics. Now, when people ask me today, what symbol did you get in mathematics? I tell them I got an A. They say, really? Why didn't you follow mathematics? I said, listen, I got a D, but the way I so afraid of mathematics, that D to me is an equivalent to an A in mathematics. That is what we must break. Because unless we break that, we are not going to take our country where we want it to go. So the role of the NSTF and in these awards are making a huge contribution to make science, technology, engineering, and mathematics to be treated just like other subjects. Congratulations to all the winners, as I've said. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. So there you have it. When you are afraid, just change your symbols and the fear will dissipate. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your words. Thank you for reminding us that if we want to drive the economy, we need to digitize, we need to modernize, but we should not neglect to invest in social capital. We need to continue to tell our stories because stories make us feel, stories connect us to other people, and stories can drive action. So thank you for being here, Minister, and thank you for your address this evening. Now, the 2023-24 NSTF-South32 Awards is just getting started. We are so proud tonight to recognize some of the brightest minds in science, engineering, technology, and innovation in South Africa. Honoring the finalists and presenting the awards to the winners are Mr. Dennis Hunt in Johannesburg, who is the 26th and regrettably the last time the chairperson and head adjudicator of the NSTF Awards adjudication panel. And in Cape Town, we have the one, the only, Professor Glenda Gray, member of the NSTF adjudication panel and the former president of the South African Medical Research Council. Both are taking turns to announce the winners. So let's first welcome to the stage, back in Johannesburg, Mr. Dennis Hunt.
Minister Nzimande, distinguished guests, NSTF, come on. Who's managing this thing, please? Yes, thank you. Finalists, students, and other attendees on your tube. 432, 322 last year nominations were registered this year. At the close of nominations, we received 216 nominations, 145 last year, of which 174 were unique. Virtually every number is a new record this year. The full list of nominations received was published in April. The NSTF continues to feel proud of the extent to which achievers of our society have been prepared to make their names available for these awards and to tell us of their achievements. This is a tribute to the regard in which these awards are held and the commitment from the science and technology community to the objectives that the NSTF has set out to achieve. We make no apology for striving to reward research and development and innovations that have reached the level of delivering results for our economic growth. We remain open to suggestions as to how the awards might be improved and to partner with members of the NSI on existing categories or new ones. This year, we have finalists who have been involved in a large number of disciplines, from astronomy to zoology. A large number of the nominations have been associated with water, where we've had 14, and medical subjects, of which we have over 20. But this year, pleasingly, there are over 14 in the green category. The response to the special annual theme award, the Fourth Industrial Revolution in South Africa, produced 4 finalists and 5 other creditable nominations. The revised submission arrangements proved to be better than our previous ones. One of the pillars of our system is that we do not want to reward any contribution a second time. In the early years of the awards, the periods to be considered were made short to permit those previously excluded from the system to have a better chance of an award. These periods have, with maturity of the awards, been extended. The pool of past winners has also grown, and some of those returned for a further consideration. We set out in the rules 2 years ago in more detail than heretofore the conditions under which repeat nominees can be considered. Sometimes these are well understood and adhered to. Sometimes the nominations, unfortunately, do not. This can make for some difficult and uncomfortable decisions and interpretations for the panel. However, we do believe that it is important to encourage and recognize new work, new talent, and new faces. I'm especially grateful to my colleagues on the adjudication panel this year and their employers, as well as to the members of the panel of experts, who are all named in the Who's Who booklet, which you will find on your tables, and who gave selflessly of their time to the selection of the finalists and the winners. A few words now on the protocol this evening. A finalist, by our definition, is a nominee considered eligible for the award. A finalist has made a sufficiently outstanding contribution and qualifies to be considered in the category. The NSTF recognizes and celebrates all of the 85 finalists, of which 69 were unique, who were announced in the NSTF newsletter in May. A certificate has been prepared for each finalist and has been emailed to them. In one sense, they are all winners. Shall we give them a round of applause? I've seen many CVs where being a finalist for an NSTF award is recorded. Can we? Well, we've done that. We will then announce the winner, who will then be called up to the stage. If present, the winner will come up to the stage, receive the award, and say a few words. We will now switch to Cape Town for you to meet Professor Gray. Professor Gray is a South African physician, scientist, and activist specializing in the care of children and in HIV medicine. In 2012, she was awarded South Africa's highest honor, the Order of Mapungubwe, Silver, and was recognized as one of the 100 most influential people by Time in 2017, and was listed among Africa's 50 most powerful women by Forbes Africa in 2020. Her research expertise involves developing vaccines, particularly for HIV. Professor Gray will introduce the trophy and thereafter announce the first winner. So, over to Cape Town. Please welcome Professor Gray.
Thank you, Dennis. It's time for me to sing for my supper. And what's more frightening than public speaking is a teleprompter that goes rogue. So I'm watching mine because I noticed that Dennis was also struggling with the champions of the teleprompter. If you talk too fast, it goes very fast, and if you talk too slow, it falls off the screen. So it's something that we learn. It's actually harder to read a teleprompter than to do science. Did you know that? So this is my greatest achievement, mastering the teleprompter. So thank you, Dennis. The iconic NSTF Awards recognize outstanding contributions to science, engineering, technology, and innovation in South Africa by individuals, teams, and organizations across 15 different categories since 1998. It was a privilege assessing the outstanding work of our awards nominees and working with the rest of the NSTF Awards adjudication panel to decide the finalists and the winners. No award event is complete without the all-important trophy that is a feather in the cap of every winner. NSTF is especially proud of its innovative trophy, which is one of a kind in South Africa. It is manufactured by 3D printing of titanium. Without further ado, let's start the awards proceedings with this video on the trophy. Thank you very much. The Department of Science and Innovation has been sponsoring this NSTF Awards 26 years now, and the Minister is rightly regarded as the patron of the awards. We recognize them through our presence of the Minister, who has been on the stage tonight in Johannesburg, and the Deputy Director General of Socio-Economic Innovation, Partnerships of the Department of Science and Innovation, Mr. Mbeneni Mofege in Cape Town. With the Minister and Dr. Mbeneni, please approach the stages in Cape Town and in Johannesburg. Mbeneni. Our first award is the Special Annual Theme Award category, the Fourth Industrial Revolution in South Africa, and goes to an individual or an organization for an outstanding contribution through research, development, and innovation in the Fourth Industrial Revolution technologies, and is awarded according to the criteria and any of the other categories that meets this objective. We would now like to invite Ms. Gugu Zwane, the Deputy Director General of Institutional Planning and Support from the Department of Science and Innovation, to join us on the stage for the presentation of this award. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
Special Annual Theme Award, Fourth Industrial Revolution in South Africa. Inter-University Institute for Data Intensive Astronomy, IDEA. Dr. Michelle Lochner. Professor Deshan Mudley. Professor Kumbulani Mpofu.
For their cutting-edge infrastructure and its management, which facilitates global collaboration in astronomy, empowering researchers to analyze complex scientific data with unprecedented efficiency. The award goes to a partnership of the Universities of the Western Cape, Cape Town and Pretoria, the Inter-University Institute for Data Intensive Astronomy, IDEA. With Professor Patrick Vogt, Interim Director of the Department of Astronomy at the University of Cape Town, please come forward to receive the award.
What a joy and what a tremendous honor it is to receive this award on behalf of the entire IDEA team. At a time a little under a decade ago, when South Africa was building the Meerkat radio telescope in the Northern Cape on the pathway to the Square Kilometre Array, IDEA originated as a partnership between universities in South Africa in close collaboration with the South African Radio Astronomy Observatory as a platform for researchers to deal with the tremendous challenges, the volume, complexity of data from Meerkat, and to create leadership in SKA science. IDEA, in collaborative partnerships, has established and operates the ILIFU Federated Cloud Facility, a platform for data-intensive research in radio astronomy, but also in bioinformatics. And more than 8 years later, ELIFO is a platform that supports and enables many hundreds of postgraduate students and emerging researchers to take ownership of the large and complex data sets and provides cloud-based solutions for visualization and analysis of data-intensive science. Breakthrough in SKA science is done by those who can deal with the data, and this is where IDEA is strong. This award is a tremendous recognition for the entire IDEA team. There are too many people to list individually, but I do want to make special mention of Professor Russ Taylor, the founding director of IDEA, whose vision led to what IDEA is today. I thank the University of Cape Town, the University of the Western Cape, and the University of Pretoria for their continuous support of IDEA. I also thank the South African Radio Astronomy Observatory, the National Research Foundation, and the Department of Science and Innovation for their support in establishing and running the ELIFO federated cloud-based facility. On behalf of the entire IDEA team, thank you to NSTF-South32 for this most special recognition. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So the next award goes to a non-governmental organization for an outstanding contribution over the last 5 to 10 years to science, engineering, and technology, including innovation, technology transfer and education, and training activities. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
Non-Governmental Organization Award. AIM, Actuaries in the Making, Learning Solutions. Grit Lab Africa. Gembi Health Systems. Olico Maths Education.
It's now my pleasure to invite the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovations, Dr. Blade Nzimande, to the stage here in Johannesburg. For their project to make sense of mathematics through high-quality programs and resources for thousands of South African school children from disadvantaged backgrounds, the NGO award goes to Olico Maths Education. Would Dr. Lynn Bowie, Director of Olico, please come forward to receive the award.
Here to accept this on behalf of all the staff at Olico. And we just want to say thank you very much for this award, which will continue to inspire us to work with passion and dedication to make sure that every child in South Africa has access to high-quality mathematics education that allows them to reach for their dreams and a future in a scientifically orientated world. Thank you.
Our next award is to an individual or a team for an outstanding contribution through communication, for outreach and creating awareness of science, engineering, technology, and innovation over the last 5 years. We'd now like to invite Mr. Hussein Kajika, Chief Executive of the Mail and Guardian, a media sponsor over a number of years, to join us on stage here in Johannesburg for the presentation of the award. We'll now show you the finalists for this award.
Communication Award. Professor Ryan Blumenthal, Dr. Zoleka N.P. Philander, Professor Jennifer Fitchett, Miss Shakira Hussain, Professor Sylvester Mpandeli.
For her involvement in both communicating her own science to the public and in training early career researchers in science communication, notably through a science blog, articles in The Conversation and podcasts, the award goes to the Professor of Physical Geography at the University of the Witwatersrand, Professor Jennifer Fitchett. Would Professor Fitchett please come forward to receive the award?
Good science communication is being able to engage with your public and have a hook. So to the Swifties in the room who've been gripped by the Eras concert for the past year and may have seen Taylor Swift's award dress, that is what has prompted my attire tonight, and as my own research spans the many eras for 20,000 years of paleoscience research and then contemporary climate change, it felt fitting. I'd like to really thank everyone who's been in support of my science communication efforts, particularly working in a range of different scientific domains. Thank you to the South African Young Academy of Science, who entrusted me with their blog. Thank you to Genus Paleoscience, who allowed me to follow all of my ambitions in science communication, and particularly in running a podcast. And particularly thanks to all of my colleagues at Wits University, who've given me the space to be able to do this work. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We now come to the Innovation Awards. These awards go to a team or individual for innovations and their research and or development over the last 5 to 10 years. Firstly, to a small, medium, or micro enterprise, and secondly, to a corporate organization. The SMME Award is sponsored by the National Intellectual Property Management Office. Would Ms. Lindiwe Mashimbayi Nimpo, Funds and Incentive Management, please join us on the stage for the presentation. We will now show you the finalists for the SMME Award.
Innovation Award, SMME, sponsored by the National Intellectual Property Management Office. Environmental Engineering Program, Pty Limited. Yonka Sailplanes, Pty Limited. Kepri Biosciences Team.
For their design, manufacture, and further development of, and for building on their success celebrated for the first time 11 years ago, and for their export success of internationally competitive sailplanes, the award goes to Yonka Sailplanes Pty Limited, with the co-founder and director and any others. Please come forward to receive the award.
course, want to say thank you to the NTSF for this award. I received this on behalf of Yonkers Sailboats and the Northwest University, where there's a lot of collaboration between industry and the university and research that makes all of this possible. And I want to add with what one of the brilliant students said, that perseverance is so important, but if you add passion to perseverance, then success is nearly inevitable. So passion is also a thing that's so important. Thank you very much.
Now for our Innovation Award in the Corporate Organization category. Would Ms. Agnes Peter, the National Head of Sales at Independent Media, a media sponsor, please join us on the stage for the presentation. We'll now show you the finalists for these awards.
Innovation Award, Corporate Organization. Inter-University Institute for Data-Intensive Astronomy, IDIA. Nuclear Medicine Research Infrastructure. Research and Development Innovation Team, Diagnostic Innovation Hub, Faculty of Health Sciences, University of the Witwatersrand.
For a facility which represents a paradigm shift in its field, offering a one-stop shop for medical imaging and theragnostics dedicated to drug development and clinical research, which provides consolidated expertise in nuclear technologies, in medicine and biosciences, creating significant research, development and innovation capacity in South Africa. The award goes to the Nuclear Medicine Research Infrastructure, NUMERI, with the Chief Executive Officer and President, Professor Mike Satekhi. Please come forward to receive the award.
Thank you so kindly for this opportunity on behalf of NUMERI, the University of Pretoria, Steve Biko Academic Hospital, NEXA, Itemba Labs, and all associated universities, Minister, chairpersons, and everyone, the CEO of NSTF. We are so excited because this award means a lot to us. In the speech of the minister, when he says we should make a difference, it says to us, come on, let it show. Let the innovation make a change in the practice of what we do every day. Let the innovation make a positive contribution. As we know, by 2030, 3/4 of deaths will occur in the low, medium income countries. But only 8% of research is happening here. So you need infrastructure to change that. You need our discoveries to actually make that difference. And this is what NUMERI will do. Thank you.
For the next award, we now cross back to Cape Town. Over to you, Glenda.
Thank you very much. And Beneni is with me. Can you come stand next to me? The next award goes to an individual or an organization for an outstanding contribution to science, engineering and technology and innovation by advancing the availability, management and reuse of research data. We would now like to invite Professor Katutsaelo Nepawe, the chairperson of the South African Council for Natural Scientific Professions, a generous sponsor of some of the NSTF youth programs, to join us on stage in Cape Town for the presentation of this award. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
Data for Research Award. Digital Library Services, University of Cape Town. Inter-University Institute for Data-Intensive Astronomy, IDIA. Ulwazi Node, South African Environmental Observation Network, SAON, Open Data Platform, National Research Foundation.
For the management of a metadata repository that facilitates the fair publication, discovery, dissemination, and preservation of Earth observation and environment data in South Africa, certified as a trusted repository by the Core Trust Seal in 2023, the award goes to the Ulwazi Node, South African Environmental Observation Network, Open Data Platform, National Research Foundation. With the manager, Mr. Leo Chilwane, and his team, please come forward to receive the award.
Thank you. Our sincerest thanks to the NSTF for this recognition. It really means a lot. We are humbled. And I'd like to start by acknowledging the other finalists in this category. It was an honor to be nominated alongside you, given the excellent work that you do. Then I'd like to extend my sincerest gratitude and appreciation to the NRF for fostering an environment that allows us to truly harness the value of open data. Then I'd like to thank members of Ulwazi. This would not be possible with all your contribution. Our platform is built on the spirit of collaboration. So I do invite everybody who's interested in collaborating in harnessing data sharing to get in touch with us. Thank you.
We now cross over to Johannesburg for the next award.
The next award, a new award this year, the Science Diplomacy for Africa Award, sponsored by the Department of Science and Innovation with the CSIR as the implementing agency for the Science Diplomacy Capital for Africa initiative, goes to an individual or a team in South Africa which has led to impactful solutions and or collaborations within the last 10 years through science diplomacy between and among countries for the benefit of South Africa and the African continent. We'd now like to invite the Deputy Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation, Ms. Gina, to join us on stage for the presentation of this award. We'll now show you the finalists for this award.
Science Diplomacy for Africa Award, sponsored by Science Diplomacy Capital for Africa. Professor Nithaya Chetty, Professor Irvi Eigel Gledhill, Professor Felix Maringe,
for her work to build vibrant, supportive environments in which women and men as scientists can make real contributions, leading the International Working Group on Women in Physics, and her leadership within the Global Gender Gap Project, and the convening of African and South African scientists to engage with wicked problems. The award goes to the visiting adjunct professor in the School of Mechanical, Industrial and Aeronautical Engineering at the University of the Witwatersrand, Professor Eigel Gledhill. Please come forward, Professor Gledhill.
Thank you very much, sponsors, CSR, DSTI. Thank you to NSTF. Thank you to Africa, the many organizations which are working together. We stand together for, I'm just making sure that the center of gravity is in the right place. We are working together for universal access to the benefits of science and universal participation in science. And as academies across Africa and women in science across Africa, we are, of course, noticing that Africa is the most vulnerable continent to climate change. Crops are failing now. Disasters are more severe now. We are sounding the warning right now. I think I'd like to emphasize that scientists and engineers and many people in technical and innovative careers find ways of crossing barriers, of getting across political barriers and working together, especially for Africa. So I would like to invite you to raise your glasses to a successful, prosperous, and happy Africa.
The next award goes to an individual or an organization for an outstanding contribution towards achieving biodiversity, conservation, environmental sustainability, and a greener economy over the last 5 to 10 years. Now, we wanted to invite the Executive for Commercialization from the Technology and Innovation Agency, but I believe he's not here. Is there someone from the TIA who is standing in? Thank you very much for coming forward. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
Green Economy Award, sponsored by Technology Innovation Agency. Advanced Polymer and Composites Group, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR. Professor Linda Godfrey, Dr. Skalk Grobler, Professor Sandy Lynn Steenhuisen,
for her leading role in shaping and driving South Africa's waste and circular economy, science, technology and innovation agendas, encompassing the development and implementation of the Waste Research, Development and Innovation Roadmap for the Department of Science and Innovation, and having been instrumental in shaping strategic local and international waste and circular economy initiatives, the award goes to the manager and principal scientist at the CSIR and extraordinary professor, Northwest University, Professor Linda Godfrey. Would Professor Godfrey please come forward to receive the award?
Sorry, I'm very moved by that. Thank you so much. I'd like to acknowledge the other nominees and finalists in the category for the brilliant work that they're doing, to the NSTF, the CSIR, the DSI, for recognizing the importance of investing in science, technology and innovation in waste and the circular economy. I couldn't have done this without you. Thank you. And finally, to all of the environmental scientists, engineers, technicians working across South Africa in the green, the environmental space, the sustainability space, the brilliant work they're doing, the passion that they have to make a change in the life of all South Africans. I acknowledge the work that you're doing as well, and keep at it. We need all of you committed to the environmental cause. Thank you so much.
The next award goes to an individual for an outstanding contribution through research and its outputs over a period of up to 6 years of research work from the commencement of the research career, predominantly in South Africa, focused on work as a clinician scientist to enhance life and to improve the health of the community. This award is sponsored by the South African Medical Research Council. Would Professor Angela Mateer, the Executive Director of Transformation and Chief Specialist Scientist at the South African Medical Research Council, please join us on the stage in Johannesburg for the presentation of the award. We'll now show you the finalists for this award.
NSTF SAMRC Clinician Scientist Award, sponsored by the South African Medical Research Council. Dr. June Fabian, Professor Shahida Musa, Professor Lee van den Heerwil, Professor Anissa Funker,
for her leadership and coordination of the multi-country and multi-dimensional ARK project, which challenged outdated, biased and unscientific diagnostic tools and developed new evidence-grounded methodologies to achieve greater impact in the early detection and management of chronic kidney disease. The award goes to the Director of the Wits Donald Gordon Medical Research Institute, the co-lead clinical research platform, SAMRC Wits Rural Public Health and Health Transitions Research Unit and lecturer at the University of Witwatersrand, Dr. June Fabian. Would Dr. June Fabian please come forward to receive the award?
I didn't even think of something to say. Thank you to the MRC, really, who funded this project in 2016, and it's been quite life-changing for me. We've worked throughout Africa, and I agree with other candidates. This is the best place to be in the world. So thank you, WITS, for your support. And just thank you. We can carry on this work with this kind of funding and with this kind of support. So thank you to the NSTF.
For the next awards, we now cross back to Cape Town. Glenda, over to you.
Thank you, Dennis. The next award goes to an individual or an organization for an outstanding contribution towards achieving sustainable water management, knowledge generation, and solutions, to be awarded in recognition of demonstrated leadership, innovation, and impact. This award is sponsored by the Water Research Commission, with Dr. Jennifer Moltwantwa, the Chief Executive Officer of the Water Research Commission. Please join us on the stage in Cape Town for the presentation. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
NSTF Water Research Commission Award, sponsored by the Water Research Commission. Professor John G. Annandale, Professor Timothy Dube, Professor R.J.K. Mishra, Dr. Bimo Abraham Kata, Professor Gordon O'Brien, Dr. Marco van Dijk,
Sure. Everyone is looking and waiting for this. So for his pioneering and innovative methods using satellite technology merged with machine learning to monitor water resources in semi-arid regions, enhancing ecological sustainability and community resilience, this award goes to the Director, Institute for Water Studies, University of the Western Cape, Professor Timothy Dube. Would Professor Timothy Dube please come up and receive the award?
Good evening. Sure. Yeah. Many thanks to DSI, NSTF, and more importantly, many thanks to the University of Western Cape that gave me the opportunity and the space to do research. But more importantly, I would like to dedicate this award to my students that I've been working with at the University of Western Cape. We always fight, but after fighting, we do research. So I dedicate this research to all my postgraduate students, master's, PhD, and postdoctoral students that I've been working together with, but also to my undergraduate students that are future researchers in the field of water resources. And lastly, I would like to dedicate this to my university management from my previous Dean, Davis Coleman, the current deans, and more importantly, my DVCs and the research office. Thank you so much.
Well done, UWC. Well done. We now proceed to the Engineering Research Capacity Development Awards. There are 2 awards sponsored by Eskom, one to a male and one to a female researcher for engineering research capacity development over the last 5 to 10 years. Would Mrs. Oma Busaletsi, the Senior Manager for Eskom Research Testing and Development from Eskom, please join us on the stage? And in Cape Town, with Dr. Ulrich Minnar, Manager Distribution Research Solutions at Eskom, please join us here on the stage. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
Engineering Research Capacity Development Award, sponsored by Eskom. Professor Vered Aharonson. Professor Emmanuel Iwoha. Professor Soraya P. Malinga. Professor Kumbulani Mpofu. Professor Patience Mutunzi Kufa. Professor Samuel O. Oluwafemi. Professor Claudia Polese. Professor Sudesh Sivarasu.
Sure. So for the Male Engineering Research Capacity Development Award, for his exploitation of the capacity of the sensor lab at the University of the Western Cape for research on disease, diagnostic sensor devices, lithium-ion battery supercapacitors, and a solar cell technology to achieve a significant throughput of researchers under his guidance for applications in solar cells and gas sensing. The winner is Professor of Chemistry and Saatchi Chair, Nanoelectrochemistry and Sensor Technology at UWC, Professor Emmanuel Iwoha. Will Professor Iwoha please come up to receive the award?
I would like to thank NSTF for this award. It means a lot to me and means a lot to all the students whom we've trained and who are now training at the University of the Western Cape. I want to first of all thank the University of the Western Cape, particularly the senior management and the faculty. I want to especially thank the present DVC Research and Innovation Professor Joseph Franz for the continued support of the university. I also want to thank the deanship, highly represented here by the dean, the deputy deans. Thank you very much for your continued support. I want to thank the Department of Chemistry for the continued support they've been giving me, represented here by Professor Farouk, the former head of department. This award wouldn't have been possible without the co-director of Sensor Lab, Professor Priscilla Baker, who is also a Saatchi Chair. And I also want to thank that table represent the present and former students who are more important personalities than myself now, represented by Professor Williams, who is the head of the Department of Chemistry and Biological Sciences at University of the West Indies in Barbados, Professor Tovide from the University of Lagos, and Professor Vernon Somerset from Cape Peninsula University of Technology. They came to represent the students. So I thank you all very much for coming. Finally, I want to thank my wife, who couldn't be here because she's just returning from the United States as we were having this award. But she is ably represented by my daughter, Chisomebi. So thank you very much, colleagues, and thank you again for the award.
Well done. So for the Female Engineering Research Capacity Development Award in this category, for her leadership of several strategic South African initiatives to strengthen the research in the area of advanced manufacturing technologies and primarily the cutting-edge laser shock preening or LSP process, further substantial infrastructural and human capital development, the award goes to Associate Professor, Aerospace Manufacturing and Design, and Head of the Aeronautical Engineering Stream and Advisory Aerospace Research Director, National Aerospace Center, University of the Witwatersrand, Professor Claudia Pelisa. Would Professor Claudia Pelisa please come forward to receive the award? Professor Pelisa is in Johannesburg, so over to Johannesburg. Thank you very much.
Clearly, I'm not Professor Polesi. She is at an international conference about capacity development, learning more about what she's passionate about. So it's my absolute privilege to receive this on her behalf. She has been SMSing me throughout the whole evening because she's listening online and really keen and excited to receive this award. Thank you to the sponsors. Thank you to the DSI for creating the opportunity for all of this capacity development. And thank you to Wits University for creating the space for great teaching and learning and research. Thank you very much.
Our next category is the award to an individual for an outstanding contribution to science, engineering, and technology and innovation through management and related activities over the last 5 to 10 years. As the representative of our media sponsor for a number of years, we'd like to invite Dr. Maria Mushaitoni, Acting Head of the Department of Journalism and Integrated Communication at the Tshwane University of Technology, to the stage here in Johannesburg for the presentation of this award. We'll now show you the finalists for this award.
Management Award. Professor Rose Hayeshi, Professor Sylvester Mpandeli, Professor Patience Mtunzi Kufa, Professor Bernard Slippers, Dr. Christine Steininger,
for his leadership and participation in several substantive research programs and his role in the foundation of the Future Africa Institute the Africa Science Leadership Program and Innovation Africa at UP, and in the Global Young Academy movement and the Global Young Academy itself and the South African Young Academy of Science, the award goes to the Professor of Genetics and Microbiology and the Director of the Tree Protection Cooperative Program and the Director of FARBI. Innovation Africa at UP, Professor Bernard Slippers. Would Professor Slippers please come forward to receive the award?
A very big thank you to the NSTF for this award, but also for these kinds of events that you create that reminds us to celebrate the ecosystems in which we can work. Because scientific achievement is never the outcome of an individual. It's always an emergent property of the ecosystems within which we work. And I've been really privileged over my career to work in the Forestry and Agricultural Biotechnology Institute at the University of Pretoria with fantastic colleagues, many of whom are here tonight, that have helped me and created the environment within which I can pursue my dreams and help pursue those of others, or help others to pursue theirs. My wife is here with me. We can often not be at these kinds of events together, so I also want to recognize and thank her for being a fantastic partner in this journey. And finally, I'd like to dedicate this award to the many young researchers across this continent who are sacrificing to build the ecosystems that others can thrive in. So thank you very much.
It's of interest that one of our first winners in 1998 was Professor Mike Wingfield, who was also the director of FARBI. Keeping up a good tradition there. Our next category is the T.W. Kambuli NSTF Awards to Emerging Researchers for research and its outputs over a period of up to 6 years of research work from the commencement of the research career, predominantly in South Africa. Our prize sponsor in this category for the second year is the South African Young Academy of Science. Would Dr. Natisha Duki, the SAIO's chairperson, please join us here on stage for the presentation of the first award. And Professor Usisifo Fellini, SAIO's executive member, for the presentation of the second award. We'll now show you the finalists for these awards.
T.W. Kambule NSTF Award, Emerging Researcher, sponsored by the South African Young Academy of Science. Dr. Zoleka N.P. Philander. Dr. Emmanuel Kweno Tete. Dr. Daniel A. Lemley. Dr. Tisetso E. Lipoto. Professor Teboho Mashifana. Professor Shahida Musa. Professor Olanrewaju Oladimeji. Professor Sahid Sabiu. Dr. Katekani Shingange. Professor Lee van den Heervel. Professor Kobus M. Visachi.
For our first award in this category, for her investigation of biological control agents, natural enemies for pests, which can help solve identified challenges, and the identification of new insect-killing microscopic worms called entomopathogenic nematodes, which have the potential to infect and kill problematic soil-dwelling insects in farms within 24 to 48 hours upon invasion. The award goes to a lecturer and principal researcher, School of Molecular and Cell Biology at the University of the Witwatersrand, Dr. Tsitso Lepoto.
Wow. Phew. Thank you so much. I would like to thank the DSI, NSTF for the recognition. I'd also like to thank Wits University for believing in my potential. I started at Wits as a student in 2007, and today I'm leading in this field of biological control, mentoring young scientists who want to be in this space just like me. I'm so proud to be here, and it's really an honor, and I'm thankful to my mom and dad for believing in me at the age of 5 and realizing that I'm passionate about science. I like to say that I'm a born scientist. Most importantly, I'd like to thank my husband and my son for always being there for me and supporting me and making sure that, you know, even if I'm up at night writing papers, they are there to support me. I'm so grateful for this award. And 2 weeks ago, actually, I was attending a meeting at SACSNAP as I'm one of the council members. So when we announced that I'm one of the finalists, the chairperson of SACSNAP said, if you win, don't forget about us. So thank you so much. This award means a lot to me, and I'd like to say to every young researcher out there, never underestimate the power of your potential. Thank you.
Is Professor Fellini coming forward for the second award? Thank you so much. For the second award in the Emerging Researcher category, for her research which focuses on innovative circular economy principles to remediate the environmental impact caused by wastewater and solid wastes and the conversion of such wastes generated by different industries which pollute our environment, contaminate water and soil, and pollute the air into new products that can be used for various applications. The award goes to the Associate Professor and Head of Department, Chemical Engineering Technology at the University of Johannesburg, Professor Tebogo Mashifana. Would Professor Mashifana please come forward to receive the award?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. It is truly an honor to be standing here. This is so unexpected. Good evening again. I would like to thank the NSTF and the esteemed adjudication panel for selecting or choosing to award the work that we are doing in circular economy. I believe that circular economy is not just an idea or discipline. It is really principles that individuals and organizations should adopt and embrace for us to have a sustainable world and protect our environment. I would like to thank my family, my husband, my kids for their support and all the sacrifices that they make for me to be able to do the work that I do. My collaborators, both in South Africa and internationally, thank you. A special mention to Professor Freeman Tuli and Professor Thandiwe Sithole. I'd like to thank the National Research Foundation for investing in the work that I do and for funding the research that we do over the years. The University of Johannesburg, thank you for creating the environment that is conducive for us to be able to do the amazing work that we do. And who else? The students that I've had the honor to work with, thank you for your commitment to the work that we do, and sometimes running with all these ideas that may be crazy and impossible, but it has really been the honor to work with you. My mentors, and yeah, this belongs to all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Fellini. Our next category is the T.W. Kambulin NSTF Researcher Award to an individual for research and its outputs over a period of 6 up to 15 years of research work from the commencement of the research career as a researcher. ProSet, a sector of the NSTF representing over 45 professional societies, is now the prize sponsor for this category. Would Mr. Johan Martens, ProSet committee member, please join us on stage for this presentation. We will now show you the finalists for this award.
T.W. Kambule NSTF Awards Researcher, sponsored by ProSet. Professor Sally Archibald, Professor Irene Barnes, Professor Timothy Dube, Dr. Michelle Lochner, Professor Klitos Mapie, Professor Deshan Mudley, Professor Kumbulani Mpofu, Professor Patience Mtunzi Kufa, Professor Gordon O'Brien, Professor Samuel O. Oluwafemi, Professor Sudesh Sivarasu, Professor Grant Teron, Dr. Bjorn von der Heyden,
for her research on the construction and application of photonics-based diagnostic devices for point-of-care detection of HIV-1, TB, COVID-19, as well as non-communicable diseases in order to achieve early detection of and to facilitate timely treatment. The award goes to the Research Group Head for Biophotonics and Manager, Photonics Center, CSIR, and Professor Extraordinarius UNISA, Professor Patience Mtunzi Kufa. Would Professor Fufa, please come forward to receive the award.
Wow. Firstly, I'd like to thank the Triune God Almighty. All this success is really due to Him. I thank a friend, Professor Sudesh Sivarasu from UCT, and congratulate him that he nominated me for all 3 categories. I made finalist in all 3, and now I have a trophy for 1. Thank you, Prof. Sudesh. I'd like to thank NSTF-South32, adjudicating panel, for heeding Sudesh's call. It's such recognitions that keep us pushing and wanting to achieve even greater heights. It would be amiss of me to not acknowledge those who supported me via their nomination letters of endorsement. A big thanks to you as well. I'm so privileged to be working in the field of biophotonics, where I'm pioneering untapped territories drenched with a plethora of opportunities for young researchers. It's through these researchers and their dedication to taking hands with me that today I am standing here holding this award. I would like to thank my epic team at the CSIR. This is yours. In the same breath, I would like to thank the CSIR for building my career. I joined the CSIR very young, and I've grown through the ranks within the organization. And this year, I'll be celebrating my 20th anniversary at the CSIR if I'm still there in October. And I would like to thank Dr. Mujwaha, because Dr. Mujwaha was the person who appointed me at the CSIR in 2004. He challenged me to do my PhD in physics, and he would just look at me and say, Mthunzi, sesibheke nina manje. So I hope angikuphoxanga, Babu Mujwaha. Finally, very close to my heart, I would like to thank my family for their unwavering support, because it's really evident tonight. You know, my mom, we call her Ukok Sistogo. She never got high school education, but my mother always had certificates of achievements. You know, she was in the retail sector, and she would always get Best Employee Awards. And ironically, 2 days ago, I looked at my office as I was walking out, and I noted how many certificates were on that wall, and I'm like, wow, the apple really doesn't fall far from the tree. So I really thank my mother. I also want to thank my husband, Uputmek. I call him Uputmek. I used to call him Babes until my kids started talking and they started calling him Babes. So I decided to call him Uputmek, and now they say Dad because I say Uputmek. Uputmek is also my stylist. He is my soulmate. He makes being married to a strong woman seem like a stroll in the park. I really love him and I thank him. Last but certainly not least, I would like to thank my twin boys, Taro and Tafi, for unselfishly sharing me with the world. I love them to heaven and back. Thank you.
Thank you. Our final award is to an individual for an outstanding contribution to science, engineering and technology over a lifetime. It is my pleasure to invite Ms. Nolene Dube, Senior Manager, External Affairs Africa at South32, the co-branding sponsor of these awards, to join us on the stage for this presentation. We'll now show you the finalists for this award.
Lifetime Award. Professor Nigel C. Bennett. Professor Andre Ganswind. Professor Antoinette Malan. Professor Lynn Morris. Professor O. Jonathan Okonkwo. Professor Dave Richardson. Professor Peter J. Taylor. Professor Ben Eric van Veek. Professor Mariki Venter.
For his contribution as a botanist and an authority on traditional and commercial uses of plants, with numerous books and publications covering all or most of the socially relevant and commercialized plant species of the world, the award goes to the Chair, the DSI-NRF South African Research Initiative Chair in Indigenous Plant Use at the University of Johannesburg, Professor Ben Eric van Veek. Will Professor van Veek please come forward to receive the award?
Thank you very much for this wonderful award. But I want to say that, you know, it actually goes to all the professors of the veld, the people I've been working with for many years, since 1985. I work with myself, the professor of the books, and they are the professors of the veld. Illiterate intellectuals with profound knowledge about the uses of plants that potentially date back 160,000 years. So you can imagine 160,000 years of experimentation, of trial and error, obviously creates tremendous potential for future developments. So there are many, most of you probably know that South Africa is a hotspot of botanical diversity in the world. And if you superimpose on that the tremendous cultural diversity, the oldest cultures on earth, then it's a very much an underestimated resource. And I believe that in the long term, our plants, South African useful plants, will become really important in new innovations to contribute to the socio-economic development of South Africa. So I dedicate the award to my mentors, to my parents, to everyone, but especially to the professors of the veld. Thank you very much.
This ends the presentation of the awards of the 2023-24 NSTF-South32 awards. My personal thanks to the Minister. Thank you so much for your hand. and Department of Science and Innovation officials, my co-host in Cape Town, Professor Gray, and all the sponsors for their assistance with the presentations. I now call upon the NSTF Executive Director, Ms. Jansi Niehaus, for the vote of thanks.
Minister Nzimande and Mrs. Nzimande, Deputy Minister Gina, Chancellor Shen from the Chinese Embassy, specially invited guests, awards finalists and winners, ladies and gentlemen and students. With that, Mr. Dennis Hunt completed his final announcement of the NSTF award winners with a flourish. I don't know if you noticed the way in which he announced Professor van Wyk as the Lifetime Award winner. Dennis, we will miss you enormously. I see on the group chat for the adjudication panel how a number of panel members are saying thank you to him and thank you for his guidance throughout the years and for mentoring them. Congratulations to this year's illustrious NSTF award winners. You make us proud to be South African, and I must have one of the best jobs in the world that I get to see this every single year and to be part of the process of just organizing the logistics and overseeing the process to award you. It gives one enormous hope, and I agree with the Minister, more people should know about the awards and about the world-class work that goes on in South Africa in science and in technical fields. To the winners, for the coming year, you are invited to participate in the NSTF Share and Dare program. Opportunities will be created where you can share your knowledge and experiences with the youth, give advice and dare the youth to follow you. That is, by doing maths and science and pursuing STEM-related studies and careers as you do. To our valued sponsors, you make the NSTF-South32 awards possible. You allow the science and innovation community to celebrate the outstanding contributions to science, engineering, technology, and innovation in South Africa. We particularly appreciate your involvement in these increasingly dire times. It shows what you value highly when you sponsor scientific awards for South Africa in times such as these. Firstly, thank you to the Department of Science and Innovation for your ongoing support from the beginning for the past 26 years for the NSTF Awards. It's an honor that NSTF could bestow the Ukosi Award on Dr. Mjwaha as legendary Director General last year. Dr. Mjwaha has certainly walked the road alongside NSTF over all the years that he's been in the position. Thank you, Dr. Phil. I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate you most heartily for your appointment as ambassador to UNESCO. I think they're very lucky to have you. A big thank you to South32. Once again, having reliable partners like you is of immeasurable value. This is the 9th year that South32 is our co-branding sponsor. We're proud and we're grateful for the sponsorship. Our category sponsors are NSTF's partners in recognizing outstanding work in priority areas and causes, namely the cause of safe and sufficient water supply. Thank you to the Water Research Commission. Increasing engineering research capacity development, thank you for your ongoing support for this cause, ESCOM, despite the enormous challenges that you face. For the cause of supporting small businesses based on innovation, thank you to NIPMO, the National Intellectual Property Management Office, for advancing innovation in our country. The prize money is always immensely welcome to the winners, and they put it to good use. To the South African Medical Research Council, NSTF welcomes your participation from last year to promote this important focus of your category. To our category sponsor for the Green Economy Award from last year, the Technology Innovation Agency, we are delighted to be partnering with you on the Green Economy Award, which is most fitting for you to do. And it means that we continue to give much needed recognition in this area of research and innovation. Our new category, the Science Diplomacy Capital for Africa Initiative, run by the CSIR. Thank you for this new and exciting partnership to recognize science diplomacy. For providing a research grant to the winner of the researcher category, thank you to the NSTF ProSet sector, representing the members of professional bodies and learned societies in NSTF. Your participation is welcome as ever. And for sponsoring the prizes for the Emerging Researchers category, thank you to the South African Young Academy of Science for partnering with us to recognize more of the relatively younger scientists. As mentioned previously, we thank our youth program sponsors, the DSI, and the South African Council for Natural and Scientific Professions. They have made it possible for the brilliant students to be here tonight and the tour of the past 3 days in the Western Cape. An extra special thank you to the department for covering the costs of 3 of the brilliant students to travel to London, and to them and Richard Mayhill and the City of London, who are making it possible for our students to attend the London International Youth Science Forum. We are all very excited and grateful for this opportunity. Thank you to all of you who have paid for your seating this evening, for your donations, your partnerships, your sponsorships. You have allowed us once again to manage and host the awards and to continue our activities as a non-profit company on behalf of you, the science community. Thank you to my colleagues, thank you to the NSTF committees for your unstinting and voluntary service, including our chairperson, Professor Jeffrey Mpachlele, and to my team who has worked hard to prepare this event. As soon as this event is over and we have slept tonight, we will start organizing the next one tomorrow morning. Last but not least, thank you to our media partners for their excellent and ongoing support. The Business Report and the Mail and Guardian newspapers. Mail and Guardian has produced a special feature telling the stories of the award winners and their work, which will appear in the newspaper tomorrow. You will notice that we are not handing out copies of the supplement this evening, but we are providing you with a QR code, which you can scan and read the virtual copy. But do remember to buy the newspaper. The Business Report Awards feature will be published next week, next Friday, so remember to buy a copy of the newspaper on that day. The Star, the Pretoria News, Mercury, or Cape Times. Otherwise, check them online. IOL will also produce a digital magazine featuring the awards winners to be published at the end of July. And please look out for that in our NSTF communications. Thank you also to those of you who took out advertisements to make these news supplements possible. Thank you to the journalist department of the Tshwane University of Technology that joined our esteemed group of media partners to profile and engage award winners to the formal media in disseminating science, engineering, technology, and innovation knowledge that is impacting society. And then, last but not least, thank you to the families. Thank you to the patients' spouses and partners. Thank you to the children. Thank you to all of you who have created an ecosystem in which excellence in science and technology can thrive. This concludes the 2024 NSTF-South32 Awards event. Thank you for attending and for watching. I hope you enjoyed the evening. And I hope that you were inspired by South Africa's outstanding researchers and other top professionals. Stay safe and have a good night.
Thank you, Jansini House, our esteemed director of the NSTF. Your leadership and your dedication is truly inspiring. Thank you, Minister Nzimande. We really appreciate you. Also being an early listener of the breakfast show on SAFM. And a special thanks to Mrs. Nzimande for allowing me into your lives, radio waves and all. And could all the winners please come back on stage for a group photo? Our photographer wants to capture the special moment. So all the excellent winners, huge congratulations from us at the National Science and Technology Forum. Good night. May the spirit of innovation guide you always. Over to you, Gillian, in Cape Town.
Thank you. Thank you, Zai. From Cape Town, thank you. And again, congratulations to all the winners. A special word of thanks goes to all our online watchers, those of you who've stayed with us for the past almost 3.5 hours. I know that it was impossible for me to offer you marinated artichokes, or a duo of chicken, or maybe some of the classic dark chocolate tart. But at least you were able to watch us while sitting in your onesie, going to the bathroom whenever you wanted to, and even drink what you could afford. So thank you for being with us. Today we celebrated research, and tomorrow we start thinking about innovation, because our learning becomes relevant when we connect it to reality. So it's been an absolute pleasure being with you. I do hope that you feel rejuvenated and that tonight's show gave you the energy that you need. There is more work to be done when it comes to finding solutions through science, engineering, and technology. And remember, the NSTF is your civil society forum that promotes and capacitates growth and development. So until we meet each other again, stay safe. For those of you who drive safely. And if you drive past people who don't have cars, remember to wave to them as you pass them by. Thanks for being here. It was an absolute blast.